Well, tens of thousands of students are scrambling to get back to Australia after an announcement from the Chinese government that effectively ruled an end to online overseas study, saying all students must return to university campus to complete their courses. Joining me live is the university's Australia CEO Catriona Jackson. Thanks so much for your time, Catriona. This must have been music to your ears, this announcement from the Chinese government. I do note overnight that they have walked it back a bit, so it might not happen as quickly as we thought, but what's the effect of this for universities here in Australia?
Look, you're absolutely right. This is what we've been asking for years. It's been terrific. The Chinese government was prepared to relax their restrictions on online for so long during the COVID pandemic, but there always have been rules and they've just gone back to their original position. It's a little bit quicker than we'd expected, so there is a significant amount of work going on inside universities now and in the accommodation sector, but we're looking forward enormously to seeing these students back and making contact with as many of them as we can to make sure they've got the best advice about how to get back here and how to get back here quickly.
So how many were you talking about that have been doing online study that will soon be in Australia?
Look, 60,000 have come back already. I'm not sure that's broadly known. So 60,000 back already. Really looking forward to that first week of term in about 3-4 weeks' time. About 40,000 are outstanding. We don't expect all 40 of those will come in the next 3 weeks. Lots of those are postgrads. Also, as you already said, the Chinese government have displayed quite substantial flexibility around the got to be here on the first day, which is terrific because just moving that number of people is substantial, and helping them to find accommodation and get all the things done that need to get done before you start a year at university. During
COVID, there was talk about universities having an over-reliance on Chinese students who typically pay very big fees. Has the makeup of that changed somewhat post-COVID, or is there still that heavy reliance?
Look, China is a very big country, I don't need to tell you that. More than 1.3 billion people, a very aspirant middle class. Lots of Chinese families are very keen for their kids to get an education in a really good university, and Australia has a lot of really good universities, a very good quality sector overall. So it's no surprise they are very keen to get back. We've had increases in numbers from other countries. Nepal is still a very big country making a contribution here, as is India, as are lots of other countries in our region. 144 countries these students come from. But certainly demand from the Chinese students hasn't gone down, and we're looking forward very much to seeing them back, many of them, in the next couple of weeks.
The university world seems to be kind of scrambling at the moment when it comes to artificial intelligence and this technology that can simply just write essays that are undetectable. What is being discussed at the moment behind the scenes? Is there a kind of thinking that you don't try and take it head on, but you try and work around it? Maybe the days of submitting and writing essays are over?
Look, there's an enormous amount of conversation inside the university sector. Most of the backyard conversations during my Christmas break were occupied with this. Many schools also having to make decisions on the run. I think it's really important to take a deep breath and just think about what the implications are here. We all knew AI is so sophisticated, getting more sophisticated every day, that the day would come where there would be something like this, where you could ask them to write an essay for you, do a set of KPIs for you, basically do anything for you, and the machine would come up with a pretty credible result. Universities have done lots of thinking about this, and I think we'll take a measured approach. We're very keen to hear there'll be consideration at a national level, because certainly if you look at what's happening in schooling, there's an awful lot of rules and regulations, all quite different, being applied across jurisdictions. That's not really in anyone's interest, so we'll be trying to avoid that.
So when you say take a deep breath, you're mildly concerned about it, but it's not a great surprise. So does that mean that universities have devised a way largely to combat this kind of cheating? That's what it is.
Oh, gee, I'd like to be able to say we have all the answers, but we certainly don't. But look, a lot of the really deep research on AI takes place in universities, so we're in a really good position to think about this and work out what the implications are and how to best respond. I mean, just whacking a ban on it, bit like banning liquor during the Prohibition era, really. Bit hard to just whack a lid on it. So universities will be taking a very considered, very careful approach and working out how it is we can make sure that students are getting rewarded for work they have completed themselves.
Okay, Catriona Jackson, always good to talk to you. Thanks so much.
Pleasure.